Welcome to Subramani. Please click on the bell icon. Please subscribe. Subscription is free, right? Don't worry about subscriptions. It's not a paid subscription. It is free, and I'll never go paid simply because I don't think I'm going to make so much money out of YouTube. I'm here more for fun, more for sharing my experiences. I can't even say I'm here to teach you. If you learn something from here, I am very happy that you're learning. So one important learning which you can always take away from my videos is that the skill of investing is less about your brain and more about your stomach, right? I think Buffett has also said this in the past, or Charlie Munger has said, somebody has said this. Ability to sit tight during bad periods is the only nudge that you need, right? That's the best thing that you can do. So if you have an investing advisor who holds your horses and says, okay, don't be in a panic, don't worry about selling now, you don't need the money, your goals are 5 years, 10 years, 20 years away, so by the time market will recover and you will do well, and you listen to that advisor, believe me, that advisor has earned his fees. Whether it is 0.25%, 0.5%, 1%, doesn't really matter, because you would have done the worst thing. You would have sold when the market plunged, right? When the market went down, you would have sold, and then you would have said, I will not come anywhere near this market. You would have gone to bank fixed deposits and paid 38% income tax on the interest, right? Well, 38% tax hurts, so that's why it comes out. So so if you think that the gains in the market are going to come without the pains of the market, you're wrong. You're completely wrong. Fortunately or unfortunately, in India, the markets have done well over the last, say, 10 years. Even all over the world, markets have done well over the last, say, 10 years. And then if there have been bearish tendencies, they have been for a few months. It's been for a month or two. Even for COVID, I thought the correction will be deeper, sharper, and would stay there longer. That didn't happen. It was a very shallow kind of a fall. Maybe the fall was big, but it was still shallow in the sense that it came back in 3-4 months. So that didn't really happen. But I was very, I wouldn't say pleasantly surprised. I was surprised when I heard one broker, fund manager, whatever, I don't know how to describe him, but he was saying that if there is a 10% fall in a share that you have bought at a from your purchase price, right? It does not matter where the market is or anything, then you should sell the share. So I was a little amused, and I don't have enough data to prove that he is wrong. But I was just thinking of what Buffett said, that be fearful when others are greedy, be greedy when others are fearful. I'm not even saying it is very easy to do that, but then when somebody comes and says, when there is a 10% fall in your portfolio or in the individual share, he's not talking about the portfolio. You bought a share for 100 rupees, it's fallen to 90 rupees, you should sell. Because he says for the price to come back to 100, it can fall by 10%, but it has to go up by 11% for it to come up to the previous cost, and market going up by 11% in a year may not happen every year. So you should get rid of it, right? So that is what he is saying. It reminds me of what my partner in the broking business used to say. He used to look at some people who are rich, who had kept a lot of their shares with us as margins, and who were not making money in the market trading, right? We would call them voluntary contributors. Let us not crib about it. They come and they take part, they reduce our overheads, they pay for their tea, they pay for their, or they don't pay for their tea, but they pay enough brokerage to justify giving them lunch, right? So that is what we used to do. We used to provide lunch for some of our traders, and we had no problem doing that for people who are not big traders also. So free lunch, free tea, but no smoking. So they had to go out for a smoke if they wanted to smoke. But looking at the market, looking at my portfolio, and I'm not even talking of shares like Google or a Facebook or something. Those are not shares which I have. Right, look at Reliance, look at Tata Motors, look at L&T. All these shares must have fallen 10% in the last 40 years. Someday they must have fallen 10%. So if I were monitoring my portfolio on an hour-to-hour basis or a day-to-day basis, I would have seen, oh, this has fallen below 10%, so I should sell. Good suggestion. I think a disastrous suggestion if you are a investing portfolio manager or an investor, right? So I'm an investor for 95% or 98% of my portfolio. Do I trade? Yes. I do trade. In my trading, do I have such rules? Yes, I have this rule. Do I have the 10% rule? Well, approximately, but yes, I have the 10% rule. I know one thing, that when I'm trading, I don't average. When I'm investing, I don't use a stop loss unless there is a dramatic fall and something is wrong with the company, right? So then maybe I should have a bigger stop loss, but I should have a stop loss. I do have a stop loss of something like 25%. If I bought a share and it has fallen 25%, then I review, I talk to people, I find out what's happened, and if it's my wrong decision, I just sell. I don't wait for it to come back, because 25% fall, for it to recover, it has to go up by 35%, right? So that's the kind of jump that has to happen, and that may be difficult for a share which is not very great to talk about, and therefore it has fallen. So I don't bother too much about such stuff. But the question is, what do you do when somebody comes and tells you if there's a 10% fall, you should sell? To me, it makes no sense. But then this guy, I think maybe he's a broking aim to get more and more clients with maybe small brokerage that he charges. I don't know whether he's a zero category, but yes, he must be also charging a low brokerage. But if everybody comes to his office and puts a 10% stop loss, believe me, 50% of the stop loss will be triggered every week and the other 50% every month. So it's a fantastic thing for the broker, because you are going to be very hyperactive. When my relationship manager changed, he looked at my portfolio and said, "Sir, this you could churn it around 4 times and improve the returns, etc." I said, improve returns for me or for your company? After that, he has not called back, because I also put him on hold, saying, "Boss, you will not talk to me about markets," right? So sometimes these happen, sometimes market fluctuates. So 10% fall, if you sell your portfolio for a 10% fall, I would love to be your broker, not your advisor, not a person to whom I can lend my shoulder saying, "Oh, you have a problem, come and cry." It is not good strategy to sell at a 10% fall, especially in an individual stock. You can be guaranteed that will happen at least once a year, and a 20% fall could happen once in 2-3 years. But if you think market is going to give you absolutely steady, rock steady returns like PPF or a State Bank of India fixed deposit, you're mistaken. Thank you.